So, as it happens, there have been a lot of things going on in my professional life. Recently, we had the 30th anniversary Banff Transplant Pathology meeting,
Mhm.
September 19th to the 23rd. And then I got a message from an old friend from the past who had sort of been my boss in an entity called internetevolution.com, where I had 57 video and text blogs in the years between 2008 and 2014. And on March 7th, 2014, which I think was a Friday night, the whole
Yeah, I think it
IBM
was Friday. Yeah.
site went dark and has remained that way. So I lost those 57 items from my CV at that point. So this other person and I have sort of dreamed about bringing it back to life with some other sponsor. And so it looks like that may indeed happen. And then you talk about the remuneration. If I'm running the thing, how am I going to be remunerated? And believe it or not, I had the idea, since the actual amount of money, maybe it's not going to be that big, that the compensation would include providing scanning and software for doing digital pathology right in my office where I am right now. We have an old Apereo system. I think it's almost 15 years old now, but it
Okay.
still works. And so that's what we're using. So I may be in a position to be able to do business with you about getting equipment sometime soon, and software. Yeah, but I wanted to tell you one of the reasons that I'm enthusiastic about our contact today is I want to spread the idea that I first presented at this recent Banff meeting more widely in the digital pathology community, and that is the idea of reverse engineering the system rather than scanning slides and creating digital images, to be able to input text describing what's going on in an organ, say a kidney. And just as I've done here with the image behind me, this is a dolly image of a silver stain in proliferative glomerulonephritis, and I describe various characteristics. Dolly then creates this picture. You can imagine that in the future, maybe 2 years or so from now, rather than having something brightly colored that actually does not look like actual histology, you could go directly from text to actual histologic picture, which would be virtual, which would not be anything that ever existed on a glass slide, but looks like that and has whatever characteristics you feed in. If it is a clinical situation where it should be heavily scarred, it would look heavily scarred, and various specific findings there. And I think this idea of going from text to digital histology directly without any intervening tissue processing or slide is sort of not gotten very far beyond the Banff meeting, so I wanted to get you and others thinking about this, how it will change the field, and it also has the potential to connect digital pathology with regenerative medicine, with bioengineered organs, all that kind of thing, because it wouldn't have to be in 2 dimensions. It could actually be in 3. And so you could be creating actual tissue in 3 dimensions. You could do that with the 3D printer that has living cells. So you could be creating actual living tissue that could be functioning tissue. And in the long run, it's sort of like in the brain, we talk about the connectome of the pattern of the way nerves are organized in the brain. It could be the way structures are organized in the kidney or other organ, and allow you to actually create that organ then from a very large and complicated digital file. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to sort of get you thinking about. I'm going to stop recording now